So uh, I titled this live video "Heresy Hunters Exposed," and I put a whole bunch of preachers' names on there that people say that they're, they're false teachers, they're heretics. Don't listen to this person. They're not Christian. They're not biblical. And I used to be one of those people. I used to be so legalistic that I would, listen to other people saying, "Oh, they're a false preacher." You know, they're speaking in tongues. They're false. They're doing this. They're false. So I got on the bandwagon that everybody else got into, and slowly but surely, I think it was like 3 years ago, my pastor said, I heard something about one of the pastors. I'm going to say his name, Bill Johnson. And he said he met Bill Johnson, and he's heard him preach. He goes, "Why don't you, instead of thinking bad because of what somebody else says, or take clips or whatever else they're talking about, why don't you have a listen to him?" So I said, I'm going to do that. And so I went ahead and I listened to one of Bill Johnson's messages, and I said, uh-oh. I said there was nothing that he said in there that was anti-biblical. The love of Christ was coming out of that man during that, at least that sermon. I listened to some other ones afterwards, some more, and I said, there's nothing that he's doing not to represent Jesus. There's nothing. Everybody's like, he's a false teacher. He's a heretic. Da, 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 da. And if I would think of a false teacher, or heretic, it would be somebody that would be leading you away from Jesus, not somebody leading you to Jesus, but somebody leading you away from Jesus. Would be somebody that I would consider maybe a heretic and all this other stuff. But and so then I started looking at other preachers that people said, and I just try to see their heart, and I look at their heart and see what they're saying about Jesus, and going through and just knowing that Jesus is the Word of God. Jesus is the Word in flesh. So Jesus is perfect theology. Jesus is the perfect Word. So if you have a preacher out there preaching Jesus crucified, Jesus Christ crucified, and speaking about Jesus and leading people to the kingdom, and the fruit is that leading to the kingdom, they're considered our brethren. They're considered our brothers, and they are speaking Christ. Now, if you're speaking antichrist, then yeah, I mean, then we got to stand up against that and say, hey, you're speaking against antichrist. But because of certain things that I believe, and I was this way, that I interpreted the word this way. So because you interpreted it a different way, you're a false teacher, because I think this is right, and I feel more comfortable because this just doesn't feel right. But are they preaching Jesus? Are they preaching Jesus crucified? Right? Are they preaching another Jesus? Are they preaching one that's not of love? Jesus that's of law?